Hi, Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everybody. A very warm welcome to today's webinar, The Art of Medical CV Writing. My name is Dr. Tajul Shariar, and I help international doctors and UK doctors to secure their dream NHS job. But this is not just for the NHS, okay? This is for anybody who's looking to apply for a job, be it in Pakistan or abroad. These are just some basic tips and tricks for a medical CV. In the next 45 minutes, probably less, I'm going to just share with you the exact formula that has helped hundreds of doctors go from no replies to multiple interview offers, often within weeks. By the end of the session, you will know why most doctor CVs get rejected in under 15 seconds, the 7 biggest mistakes I see every single day in CV writing, the simple structure NHS recruiters actually want to see, how to turn boring duties into powerful interview-winning achievements, and you'll get a free NHS-ready CV template by the end. So sorry. Okay, so let's jump straight in. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Okay, the average NHS consultant or medical HR manager spends only about 10 to 15 seconds on the first scan of your CV. If you're lucky, they'll come back for a second look, and that lasts for about 3 minutes. That means in less time than it takes to drink a cup of coffee, they decide whether you're interview worthy or straight to the reject pile. So your CV isn't just a document. It's your 15-second sales pitch for the job you've trained years for. The good news, when it's done right, you stand out immediately. So the golden rule. All right. What I'm going to teach you today are these 5 things. Why most CVs get rejected, the biggest mistakes, the perfect structure, transform your duties into achievements, and then we're going to discuss the free NHS template. All right. So before you write a single word of content, get the foundation right. Recruiters want to find information fast. If they can't, you're out. Here are the non-negotiables. The font. 12-point Arial, Calibri, or Times New Roman only. Nothing fancy. Bullet points for everything. Duties, achievements, courses, walls of text is going to be equal to an instant rejection. Clear headings in bold, personal details, GMC status, qualifications, clinical experience, teaching, research and audit, all of that. Reverse chronological order. Okay, so always put the most recent job first. Same goes for your qualifications. The most recent one, 2025, 2026 comes first, and then you go down. So a quick poll here for everybody, all of you who are attending live and all of you watching on YouTube. Mention down below, how many of you are still using a photo on your CV? Drop a yes or no in the chat and let's see. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds. Great, lovely comments. Happy to see that. In the UK, that can actually work against you. So do not use a photo on your CV, please. I was one of those people who made the first CV, and they did use a photo. Eventually, I learned you're not supposed to do that. All right. This is where most doctors lose the game. All right. The power of active quantified language. So now compare these. All right. Involved in management of acute medical admissions. That's just weak. If I'm reading this, I'm not really impressed. Okay. What's wrong is independently managed a 28-bed acute medical unit, supervising 4 Foundation 1 doctors and achieving 0 serious untoward incidents over 12 months. So now I'm impressed. You're a safe doctor, able to teach, and there were no incidents. I like that. Okay. Or you mentioned did audits. Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything about you. So strong led antibiotic stewardship audit that reduced broad spectrum antibiotic use by 32% and was presented at trust governance meeting. So now I'm impressed. So rule of thumb, start every bullet with a strong action verb. Okay, let's break this down. Achievement led, you want to say some of these kind of verbs that you use. So achieved, delivered, exceeded, accomplished, attained. Okay. And then wherever possible, you want to add a number or a result. Okay. Can't think of a number? Ask yourself, how many patients per week? How much time saved? What improved? Satisfaction scores, waiting times, prescribing cost. Okay. These are the kind of verbs you want to use. Leadership verbs, as you can see, I've mentioned some of these here, but you can just use any you feel like. Now let's see, what's the perfect NHS doctor CV structure? So this is how they want you to write it. Personal and professional details. This is where your name, GMC number, contact, and right to work. Second, current post and notice period. Third is your professional summary. Good 3 to 4 powerful lines. Fourth, clinical experience. Most recent first, please, and always include months or years. And don't write attachments here. Additional experience, you want to mention now locums, overseas projects, and special projects. Education and qualification, this is your medical degree, postgraduate qualifications, and then your courses and exams like MRCP, ALS, specialist certifications. Then you want to go over your clinical audits and quality improvement projects. Then teaching experience, then leadership and management. You want to showcase some of that. Research and publications next. And last is presentations and poster. Some of the CV writers still recommend mentioning IT skill languages, and I've added this here. I wouldn't recommend this for NHS, where the languages are specifically English. In the IT skills, you can mention any of the hospital platforms that you were working on. Okay, so if you are familiar with some of the hospital frameworks or the hospital systems, the computer systems they work on, you can mention that, and that is a good thing to have. Language-wise, I usually recommend that for UAE and Gulf countries where there's a language barrier. So you want to explain if you know Arabic, if you know Urdu, if you know Hindi, if you know Bengali, if you know English, at what level, and you can always mention the languages. That will help. Now, pro tip, for every job you apply for, move the most relevant section. For example, teaching or audit higher up the list so it's seen in those 15 seconds. Okay. So if the job requires research, push that up. If the job requires teaching experience, push that up. If it's leadership and management they're looking for, put that on the top. Okay. All right. If you were sleeping till now, I'd like you to wake up. Common deadly mistakes to avoid. Okay, let me save you months of frustration. Stop doing these immediately, please. Let's talk about the 7 mistakes that can kill your chances. Spelling mistakes or typos, automatic rejection. In many trusts, you're just done. Especially with AI now, they can pick it up really quickly. So please double check. Exaggerating or lying. We all like to embellish a, a little. So please try not to exaggerate too much or lie straight out. You will be caught at reference and interview stage. So please be careful. Repeating the same information in multiple sections is not going to be go in your favor. And it just irritates the recruiter, so don't do that. Listing duties instead of achievements. So try and list your achievements. Okay, show what you specifically accomplished in that role, not what the job description was. Irrelevant jobs. Okay, don't list every single job since medical school. Okay, use the ones that you think is going to get you shortlisted. However, if it's causing you to have a big gap in your medical career, just keep it there. Don't leave it. Using a CV longer than 8 pages, unless you're like a very senior consultant and that's relevant, I wouldn't do that. Okay. Keep it to a minimum of a 3 if you're aiming for a registrar post. Lastly, poor formatting. Okay. Missing bullet points, unclear headings. That's all just telling me that you made it in a hurry or somebody else made it for you. All right. So let's go over this one now. NHS interviewers score you against 6 core values. Okay. Now you want to weave evidence throughout your CV. Regularly received outstanding patient feedback score in the top 10% of department. Working together for patients plus compassion. Supervised and mentored 8 Foundation 1 doctors through induction. So respect and dignity plus everyone counts. Introduced weekend ward round checklist that reduced prescribing errors by 45%. Commitment to quality of care. See my point? So that's how you want to impress them. Quantifying your impact. So let's look at some of these real examples. How many patients did you see per week or per clinic? How much time did your initiative save? So these are all just questions, impact-wise questions that you can put in for your QIPs. I didn't put it there because it's not going to be helpful for you there. I'm putting this here so that if you still have questions when it comes to a QIP or audit, like how am I going to put this there? And you don't have to go into a lot of detail, like the whole audit, no. You want to give them powerful, short, concise examples of it. Okay, so that's how you're going to put this. Just have a read of this, keep a screenshot if you like of these questions and how you're going to maintain the audit. I saw a question in the comment box here about this as well. All right, so how you're going to present this audit is basically show what impact it had. That's what you're looking for. All right, so now this is your final checklist before your submission. Make sure that you have spell checked everything. You want to use UK English spelling throughout, run a spell check, then read it again manually because, as you know, AI can make mistakes. Okay? Read out loud. Reading aloud will catch 90% of your errors. Okay? That your eyes skip over when reading silently. So read it out loud. Give your CV to at least one of your colleague or mentors to review with a fresh pair of eyes. Save it as a PDF and a name properly. Please do not save this as CV, just CV, because you won't imagine during my time in PF Hospital how many just CV emails I would get, like just CV. And it would be so difficult to like know who is who at times. So please save it under your name. Don't save it fancy. Just say, for example, I've given you an example here, Dr. Sharia, CV, and then specialty and 2025. So what I would do is if I was applying for like after club, I would apply for multiple specialties. I would always tailor my CV to them. So medical, academic, medical, clinical, surgical, academic, surgical, clinical. And if I was going for emergency, I would like emergency, medical, and emergency, academic, and emergency, clinical. And I would have my CV tailored to those posts. So that's how you're going to do it. Okay. And again, tailored content. So ensure you move the most relevant sections higher for the specific role you're applying for. Double check your phone number, email, and GMC number. And make sure that they are correct. All right. So this is your 15-second pitch, a powerful 3 to 4 lines at the top of your CV. Okay. So we mentioned this. I'm just going to give you an example of a professional summary. So example for an ST3 plus doctor, enthusiastic and dedicated ST4 respiratory medicine trainee with 6 years NHS experience across acute and elective setting. Proven track record in quality improvement, having led 3 successful audits resulting in measurable patient safety improvements. Passionate about medical education, currently supervising 6 junior doctors and regularly delivering teaching sessions. You see, this tells me that this person is clinically relevant, teaching and training, research, and a safe doctor. You see, everything is there. Again, for an IMG, you can write GMC registered doctor with 4 years experience in acute medicine and emergency care across UK and international settings. Or if you don't have a UK experience, you can just mention international settings. Successfully completed MRCP Part 1 and ALS certification, committed to delivering high quality, patient centered care within the NHS framework, with particular interest in acute internal medicine and elderly care. So remember, keep it concise, relevant, and focus on what makes you valuable to this specific role. Nice. Now let's handle some common CV challenges. Career gaps, overseas experience, limited UK experience, and changing specialties. So career gaps, be honest and brief. Okay. Everybody takes breaks. All you have to do is justify it. So career break for family commitments, you can tell them. Research sabbatical is sufficient. Focus on what you did during the gap. So courses, volunteering, skill development, whatever it was. Overseas experience. So many of you have always messaged me saying, okay, they're asking for UK experience. Well, yes, they are. If you don't have it, you will give them proof of what you do have. Okay. So focus on that. You have given UK exams, and UK exams test UK algorithms. So you're well versed in UK management plans for all medical problems, for example. So show them that. If you can bring the proof, they will at least shortlist you for an interview. And I can tell you, I have had success with many, and I will see if any of them are present in this session and they can give you a live feedback as well of how just tailoring their CVs got them interviews. Okay. At least interviews, not hiring, but interviews at least so that they can see you and get you to a point where they can actually hire you. So translate roles into UK equivalent, highlight transferable skills in any UK relevant training, emphasize GMC registration and understanding of NHS systems. Limited UK experience. If you have a limited experience, you want to focus on clinical skills, exams passed, and commitment to NHS values, right? Again, same thing. Changing specialties. Now, this is a tricky one. You want to highlight the transferable skills, okay? If you are in emergency medicine and you're going to be applying for internal medicine, you want to explain, like, I know acute medicine. And so you use the common stuff and transfer that. Explain your motivation briefly in your cover letter, not your CV, okay? So motivation is in the cover letter. All right. Length guidelines. So like I said, so foundation 1, 2, lab level, UKMLA level, just keep it to 2 pages, I would say. 3 is even pushing it. For core training, and this is especially important. So if you're going for non-training post, keep your CV to a 3-page minimum. But if you're applying for training post, you might need to add a lot more from your portfolio. So a 3 to 5 page for SD1 to 3 level, or a 5 to a 6 page, I would say. Not even 6. 5 is good enough. So 3 to 5 minimum for core training. Keep it to 3, 4. Higher specialty training, 5 is the minimum I would go. Like, don't go beyond that, please. For higher specialty training interviews. For consultant level, you can have 6+ pages depending on how vast your career was. Okay. But remember, quality over quantity. A concise, impactful 4-page CV will beat a rambling 10-page document every single time. Tailoring your CV for each application. Now, this is really important. Please don't underestimate this. Okay. Do not send the same generic CV everywhere. You're not going to get any interviews. Spend 30 minutes to tailor each application. Once you have all of them made, there's not much that you have to change. Okay. Read the job description, identify what they're looking for, key requirements, desired skills, and then incorporate those keywords in your CV. Highlight relevant experience, move matching sections higher in your CV so they, catch the recruiter's eye first. Use their language, okay? So whatever they've used in the job description, mirror that terminology and emphasize the matching skills. Ensure that your key achievements align with what they're looking for. If they're looking for teaching experience, you want to move teaching section to page 1, like I said before. If they're emphasizing on quality improvement, lead with your audit achievements. Also, this is also going to help with if you know who the interview panelists are in. Like if you know who the consultant is, the one they're looking for. Usually the consultants are not the ones shortlisting the interviews, but they do see the CVs right before the interview. Okay. So if you just do a little bit of a research on who the consultant might be or who is the head of department in that area you're applying for, and see what their core skill is. If it's ultrasound, you want to highlight ultrasound skills in your job description or in your CV, sorry. If it's teaching they're passionate about, you want to highlight teaching there. Just a little bit of a trick to maybe get them to see you first. All right. Thank you so much for listening. And so these are your free resources that I want every single one of you to use. We have an NHS Doctor CV template at GoldenEye NER. Just drop us an email and we will send it to you so that you can tailor your CV to it. We have a document for 8 powerful action verbs that you can have a look at as well, and a 15-minute CV review that we can do for you. We just have 10 spots available for that one, please. So send in your emails earlier on. Thank you. Oh, and please be patient. Once you send us in for a review, it will take us a week or so to be able to go through all the CVs. Okay. All right. So next steps. What do we have to do? You've already done the hard part. Okay. You've done the training and the exams. Now let's get your CV up to date. So download the template, fix your CV, guys. Rewrite your last two jobs. Spend one evening transforming your recent position using action verbs and quantified achievements. Book your free review with us so we can help you out with your CV and start applying with confidence. I would love to see you in the NHS soon. Thank you for investing your valuable time in improving your career prospects today. You now have everything I have to give you. Just remember, your CV is your 15-second sales pitch. Okay. Make every word count. Use all the resources you've got. You can use what we've told you today, or you can just have your own way to do it. My next session is going to be on how you can use AI to help you with your CV writing. Okay. Because obviously it's a tedious task. So stay tuned for that. Next week, hopefully, we'll do an AI session where I'm going to show you how to not sound robotic or AI, but still use it intelligently to help you tailor your CV every single time and you're not wasting so much time. Okay, so stay tuned for that one. And if you are looking to connect, these are the details. The email is given on the screen. The contact number is on the screen. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe if you like what you heard from us today. And if you want to see more of this CV related content and the next upcoming webinars that we are preparing for all of you here at GoldenEye NER are going to be interview related, CV related, and just basic stuff really to help you understand how to get shortlisted and then eventually ace your interviews as well. And I hope that that is useful for you. All right. Any questions you leave down below, we'll have a quick Q&A. It's not going to be recorded. And for all of you listening on YouTube, please leave your comments down below and we will be replying them in the live chat. And if anybody leaves them later on, we'll reply there as well. And thank you, everybody. And I'll see you in the next webinar.